A little zhuzh. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell, I did not really refresh my hair today. I actually didn't style it this time around when I washed my hair. I just let it air dry, and that is because today's video we're going to be testing out some of those hair quizzes, the little water test, and for that one you have to have clean hair that has no product in it. So that is what we are going to be doing today. So I'm going to try out a couple of different tests and we will see kind of the results I get from each one. Most of them are about hair porosity, but there is one quiz in particular that is actually, I think, about like your hair as a whole, like what type it is, what texture it is, what porosity it is as well. So I just kind of want to see what we can get from that. I don't really know what my results are going to be. I have an idea of what my hair is, but I thought it would be fun just to see if I got different results out of different quizzes. I would love it if you guys played along with me. I will talk about each test before I take it so we can see if we have any similar results. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, before we get into the test, I just want to tell you a little bit about my hair. I have heat styled my hair in the past. I used to straighten it, I used to blow dry it, but it wasn't like intensive. It wasn't every day either, so it wasn't really that bad. But just so you know, I did used to use a lot of heat on my hair. As you can also probably tell, I highlight my hair. I don't do it often. I do it maybe once every like 3 or 4 months. If you can see, this is my natural hair right in here, so it's still pretty light. I would say it's like a level 6 or 7 maybe on the hairstylist scale. I don't know it super well, I'm not a hairstylist, but I think that that's where my hair is. So I only get my hair lifted like maybe a level or 2. So I don't have that much damage from chemically treating my hair. Yes, it's bleach, but it is not an insane amount. My hair lifts really easily, so it doesn't take a lot for it to lift to the color it's at. So the first test we're gonna do is the slip and slide test, and that is where you take a piece of your hair and you slide your fingers up the shaft. And if you feel a lot of little bumps, then you have high porosity hair. And if you feel no bumps, then you have low porosity hair. So this is a very like generic high porosity, low porosity. There's not really much in between. So it doesn't really give you any kind of unique sense of your hair. So it's not the best test in my opinion, but it's fun. So I want to do it. So I'm going to take a strand of my hair like so. I don't even know if you can see it because I have very fine hair, but I'm just gonna take it and I'm going to run my fingers up it, and I don't feel anything. Oh, I already took it off my head. I'm gonna place that there because I'm gonna need that in a second. So I didn't really feel any bumps. So according to this test, I have low porosity hair, which is weird because normally people associate chemically treated hair with high porosity hair. So this is saying that I have low porosity hair. Okay, so the second test we're going to do is the famous bowl test. Now, I have a bowl of water here. It is preferred that you have a clear bowl that you can see through so you can see where your hair is, but I don't have one because I'm at my boyfriend's place. I'm stuck here in quarantine, so I can't go back home, and he doesn't have a lot of things in his house because he's a boy and he doesn't cook ever. So I actually bought this bowl when I wanted to cook here. But anyways, long story short, he doesn't have any clear bowls. So we're just gonna use this. I think I can use my judgment, my depth perception to see where my hair's at. So for the float test, you take your bowl of water and you take a strand of hair. This is the strand I accidentally pulled out like a couple minutes ago, and you place it in the water. Now you want to make sure that you kind of break up the water tension so that your hair can have the option to sink, because if you don't let it break the water tension, it's not going to sink no matter what. So I'm going to take my strand of hair, I'm going to place it in there, I'm going to break up the water tension, and then I'm just going to sit here for 2 to 4 minutes. Hey Siri, set timer for 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes and counting.
While we are waiting for this to sink or float, I wanted to tell y'all about the results of this test. So according to this test, if the hair is floating, then you have low porosity hair. However, if the hair sinks down, you have high porosity hair. And if it's somewhere in the middle, then you have normal or medium porosity hair, whatever you want to call it. Just as a disclaimer, one of my tests I'm doing later kind of debunks this whole test, saying that it doesn't actually work to help you figure out your hair porosity. So, I don't know. Well, I just want to see if I get the same results from those tests. My water is on the floor in front of me, and it is taking everything in me to keep my dog away from the bowl so he won't drink the water that's in it. He thinks it's for him, poor guy. Don't worry, I have water set out for him. And we are done. So as I look in the bowl, I see my piece of hair over here. It kind of drifted to the side of the bowl, but it is floating on the top. So again, that suggests that I have low porosity hair, which is very interesting. Now let me get it out so that my dog can actually enjoy this bowl of water. This next test is actually an online quiz from naturallycurly.com, and it is called their hair texture quiz. Unfortunately, I'm not that great at editing, so I can't do that like screen editing. I have no idea how to do that, and I don't even know if the app I use right now does that. So I'm just going to try to thoroughly explain this, and if you want to follow along, then you can find it at naturallycurly.com, or I typed in hair texture quiz and naturallycurly.com pulls up. So I'm supposed to find out curl pattern, porosity, density, reliable curly hair products, and the best hairstyles for me. We shall see. Well, let's press start. So it says, caring for curls, coils, and waves can seem overwhelming. Oh, this is just telling me. Okay, get started. Do any of these apply to you? I've used heat tools such as a blow dryer or a flat iron in the past 3 months. I have not done that. I'm currently transitioning to my natural texture. Not really. Neither apply to me. Do you have locks? Locks are an intentional matting and tangling of the hair to create rib-like structures. No, I do not have locks. Curl pattern. Learning the specifics of your curl pattern will help you understand what styling techniques and products work best for your unique set of strands. You'll also love our Curly Naturally content that specifically addresses your curl needs. Okay, cool. Let's continue. So we're talking about curl pattern in this first section. Which of the following options best describes your hair? Wavy, curly, or coily? And it even gives you like these little pictures to go by. So I'm definitely wavy, especially right now with no products in. I'm like wavy straight. Okay, which of the following best describes your hair? That's S-shaped hair that sticks close to the head. Very easy to handle, easily straightened. Mine is easily straightened. S-shaped hair that sticks close to the head, a little resistant to styling. It has a tendency to frizz. Some of my hair is like that. So like this side of my hair, if you can tell, it's more wavy when it has no product in it as opposed to this side. So this side is really easy to straighten, but this side has a little bit of problem, and in the back has a little bit of problems. So I would say both of those. Thicker, more coarse wavy hair that has a few more actual curls as opposed to just waves tends to be more resistant to styling and will frizz easy. No. So I'm gonna put the middle one that sticks close to the head, little resistance to styling and has a tendency to frizz. Porosity is the ability of your hair to absorb and retain moisture. Okay, so this next section, we are talking about porosity. So this one we can kind of line up with our other tests and see where it stands. So let's continue. Is your hair color treated or do you use heat tools more than once a week? Yes, my hair is color treated. Okay, so now we're going with density. This measures the amount of hair you have on your head, not the thickness of each hair strand. So it says part your hair down the middle without forcing the two sides apart. How much of your scalp can you see? All right, so let's do that. Ugh. So, ow, just in my head. So when I part my hair down the middle, it says without forcing the two sides apart, how much of your scalp can you see? It says either, and like, let's go back here too. This is cute. It says, I have no problem seeing my scalp. I can see some of my scalp, or I can see very little of my scalp if I can see it at all. I would say I can see some of my scalp, you know, because like if I go here, is the real test, because this, I never part my hair over here. So I would say I can see some of my scalp because I know that my hair is fairly thick. It's not the thickest in the world, but it's pretty thick. So I'm gonna say I can see some of my scalp. All right, so we are back after fixing my hair. Now we're talking about width. So this is like if it's fine, if it's coarse, or whatever. It says the width or diameter of your strand affects the amount of volume you have, as well as your hair's overall strength, durability, and ability to retain length. So this is take a single strand between your fingers, close your eyes, and roll it between your fingers. What best describes your strand? 1, I don't feel the strand at all between my fingers. 2, I can feel the strand between my fingers. The strand is slender, pliable. Or 3, I can feel the strand between my fingers and the strand is durable and hard to ignore. So let's see. Okay, so taking the thing. So I feel really stupid doing this one. So I don't feel the strand, which is kind of creepy. Like, that was weird. So I don't feel the strand at all between my fingers. So then we have length. Okay, it's not really a texture type category from, okay, big chop to hip length. It affects your curl pattern, shrinkage, and styling techniques. Okay. So how long is your hair? I would say it says very short, chin length, shoulder length, or past your shoulders. So mine is past my shoulders for sure. All right, it says congrats, you have awesome hair. Okay. Here are your texture type results. So it says I have wavy hair. I have type 2B hair. Here's the interesting one. I have high porosity hair according to them. I have medium density hair, and I have fine hair. So I agree with medium density. I have medium to thick hair. I have a fine width, which I have fine hair. I already knew that. The porosity, however, is very interesting to me because it only went on if I colored my hair. That was it. It didn't go on anything else that had to do with my hair. Just, was it colored? Okay, great, high porosity. So, and it says curl type 2B, but I know I have 2B and 2A. This is more 2A, this is more 2B. So I agree with it, but also like people have more than one hair type within their hair. So I don't love this quiz, honestly. I don't think it concluded very well. Again, it's not very unique to each person. So, I mean, this can give you a kind of loose definition of your hair, but it's not really going to help you immensely if you already know these things. Now, this last test I'm actually really excited about because it debunks all the other tests that I took today. So I feel like this one will give me my true results of hair porosity. So if you have not heard of MEL'S by Mel, you need to go check her out because she is a professional hairstylist who deals with curly hair and wavy hair all the time. She has curly hair herself and she is absolutely hilarious. I love watching her. She is so funny. But she has this video called Porosity Test Mistakes People Make, plus how to test your porosity properly. So I am going to get into this test and I am going to figure out what hair porosity I have based on a hairstylist's point of view. So in this video, I've already watched it because I just kind of wanted to get a gist of what was happening. But in this video, she talks about hair types 1 through 5 when it comes to porosity. 1 being the lowest porosity, 5 being the highest porosity. So most of the time you hear low porosity, medium porosity, high porosity, and that's it. But there's more to it than that and more than these silly little tests are gonna tell us. So I'm going to refresh my memory and I'm gonna watch this and I'm gonna kind of figure out which hair type I have. So as she explains, I'm gonna do it briefly because you really should go check out her video, but as she explains, grade 1 hair porosity has absolutely no chemical treatment to it, no heat damage, even from the sun or from air pollution. So you basically have to be a hermit if you're grade 1. It's possible, but if you're out in the sun at all, or if you are out at all, even if you haven't heat styled your hair or you haven't chemically treated your hair, then you still probably aren't grade 1. Okay, so for type 2 hair, it is normally people with virgin hair that still heat style the hair or get out in the sun. She says that most people with virgin hair fall into this category still, but it can also be people who chemically treat their hair, maybe only like 2 to 3 levels higher, or they maybe heat style their hair occasionally, but not all the time. So this level is kind of sounding like where my hair might fall. I feel like once I listen to like type 3, I might be somewhere in between 2 or 3 because I do color my hair, but it's not a drastic color change. Like my hair is blonde, it's just not this blonde. But especially right now, I don't really heat style my hair at all. So I would say that maybe I'm a 2. Let's keep going to number 3. Side note on that number 2 category, she actually points out that if you are able to shampoo your hair and detangle it without conditioner, then you're most likely a type 2, which I can kind of do. I don't like it because it just feels weird to do that. It feels unnatural to do that. But if I had to, I could just use shampoo and detangle my hair. I just like it to feel a little softer with the conditioner in it. But for type 3 hair, she's saying that if you've lifted your hair more than like 4 or 5 levels, then your hair is probably hair type 3, that it has a decent amount of damage, but like it's not unrepairable at this point. So I would definitely say that my hair is hair type 2 because my hair does not feel damaged at all. It's nice and soft and I can brush it easily without conditioner in it. Again, I prefer not to, but yeah, I would say that my hair is type 2. Well guys, that concludes all of the tests. So I have learned that I have low porosity hair, which people looking at me would be like, oh no, you get your hair colored, you have high porosity hair. But no, I have low porosity hair. 3 out of the 4 tests that I did today told me that I had low porosity hair. That one only was like, oh, you get your hair colored, cool, high porosity. But the rest of them actually told me I had low porosity hair. So maybe the water test does work to an extent, but Mains by Mel actually gives you a very detailed description of what your hair is. So I really like that that is more unique to my situation. So I am on the low porosity end, but I'm not all the way at number one, like low porosity, like never get outside, never do anything to my hair. I am level 2. Well guys, that is it for this video. Please like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications so that you can know every time I upload a new video. Leave a comment down below if you also did these quizzes, letting me know your hair porosity or your hair type, texture, whatever. I want to know if we have the same results or completely different results. I just think it would be really fun to get to know everyone's hair type. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!